Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This could be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, just simply check out the description. Thank you all for stopping by and saying hi. I greatly appreciate your time, your presence here. Tarot is a tool, it is not the final rule. Today we're tapping into the zodiac sign of Libra, sun, moon, horizon, or any placement in your birth chart, okay? Did I tell you this can be past, present, or future, you or someone around you? Yeah, take a resonance and please do not force it to fit, because then you're going to have to make it a quit, okay? All right, hope you all are doing wonderful, okay? All right. The message that I have for you today, Libra, is everything is outside of the box. Spirit is saying everything is outside of the box. Now they're telling me to put the cards down. Everything is outside of the box. There is something maybe you are desiring, Libra, something you are hoping, wishing for. Maybe you've been praying, petitioning for, but there is something that you're trying to pull into development, or maybe there's something you're trying to attract to yourself. And maybe you feel that you're blocked, or maybe you feel that you're stagnant. And Spirit is saying, Libra, that everything is where it needs to be according to action, according to your action, and according to many other actions, according to your lineage, your bloodline, things that have been done, things that have been focused on when it comes to your lineage. Maybe there are different expressions of being in your family or in your bloodline. And maybe it's different from the life that you desire for yourself. Maybe, Libra, you are observing and reflecting on your upbringing, where you come from, how you were raised, the things you learned, the things you didn't learn. So I'm picking up on a Libra who's in a lot of reflection energy at this time. And so you could be pondering, on your upbringing and considering the nature and the traits of your family and your bloodline and your lineage, whether these are ancestors whom have passed on and they're no longer here, or these are people who are here and maybe you are observing their lives. Maybe you are for example, you could be someone who wants to become a physician and maybe you want to apply for med school. But maybe the fact that Libra, maybe you have no physicians in your bloodline or in your family. You have no example. You feel that there's no one in your family that resonates with you when it comes to different aspects of your life. There it is. There it is. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, and so this could be relating to your career. This could be relating to how you date, how you interact when it comes to love and relationships. Okay, and Libra rules relationships and rules balance and reciprocity when it comes to relationships. Okay, that Venusian energy, that loving energy, okay, that romance energy, that sensuality. And so Libra, this is the seventh house energy is speaking loud in this reading here. So you're doing a lot of reflection on your upbringing, and you're comparing your current life to maybe the lives of different relatives, okay, or family, okay. Some call them family, some call them relatives. That's another video. But either way, Spirit is saying whatever it is that you desire, just because you may not have an example or someone who is a representation of the life that you desire doesn't mean that it isn't obtainable for you. So Spirit wants you to be careful with thinking that you cannot reach your goals because there is no one around you in the physical who is in agreement with your lifestyle or the choices that you're making. Be mindful of not allowing yourself to experience your best life due to your unorthodox beliefs. So I'm picking up on some black sheep energy. Libra, you may be someone who is a loner. You may be someone who is introverted. And introverted, not out of fear. I'm picking up someone who is to themselves because you find a hard time and difficulty with finding people who are on your vibe. So you're like, look, I'd rather just stay to myself and mind my business. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're very kind and open hearted. And I'm also picking up that you've had many tumultuous experiences in your past when it comes to friendships and relationships. You may have been in even relationships with maybe people who wanted to compete with you or who was jealous of you or wanted to sabotage you and hurt you. Basically, you were in a lot of karmic relationships when it comes to your romance, okay? And Spirit is saying for you to not internalize any pain that you endured at that time, that possibly it was just for you to learn a lesson. So Spirit doesn't want you taking it to heart. If you don't have an example, in front of you out of your bloodline, there's something you want to do that's unorthodox, Libra. Spirit is saying go for it. Don't let it stop you. And any pain that you experienced in your past, from any love relationship, maybe you were madly in love with someone and maybe they did not reciprocate that energy. That does not mean that you need to close yourself off to being love or finding new love. So be careful, Libra. This message is clearly saying be careful with creating self stagnation or blockages in your life due to you not having an example of what you want your life to be here in the 3D. Okay, it's okay to have unorthodox belief, it's okay to be different. Okay, because here it comes. No two humans are alike. We are all uniquely, individually, divinely created. And so everything is where it's supposed to be according to action, especially your action, Libra. Okay? And so the first card we have here is the Four of Wands. Spirit wants you in high vibration. Your ancestors love you. Those who have transitioned, and moved on, they want you to live a life that is full of love and full of bliss. Anything that you desire, your ancestors are conveying for you to live your life and enjoy. Okay, enjoy as much as you can. Experience the things that your heart desire. You do not have to be at a pause for the cause because maybe you want to do tarot. Yes, let's use that for an example. And no one in your family has ever done tarot. Maybe you're the first person to ever embark on this idea. Spirit is saying, make life your own. Your life is yours for the living. And so maybe you are chosen to start a new tradition, but do not isolate yourself or discount anything in your life because you have no examples in front of you, to give you the okay, like this is okay because I saw my aunt do it, or this is okay because I saw my parents do it. No, it's okay to be different. It's okay to make your own choices, and you are not loved any less. Okay, it's like you feel that something's going to happen if you choose to stand up for yourself. No, Spirit is saying live the life that you want. Everyone else is living their life, okay? And they're making no apologies for it, and nor should you, Libra. The next card we have here is the beautiful Queen of Swords. And I love the Queen of Swords for you here, Libra, because this is action-oriented, standing your ground, okay? The Queen of Swords here, you or someone around you could have Taurus in their chart, Libra, but stand up for yourself. And when I say stand up, and I mentioned sword, we're not promoting violence on this channel. I'm speaking of just making the choices that make you happy. You do not need permission to be great. You do not need permission to try something that no one in your family has ever tried. So what? There are no dentists in your family. Okay, go ahead and apply to dental school. Go for that, okay? Whatever it is, you want to be a chef, go ahead and do it. You want to be an author, it can be done, okay? So be mindful. And also, Spirit is saying that there are many of people who allow things like this to stop them in their growth and their development. You do not want to perish from planet Earth with a shoulda, woulda, coulda theory. You do not want to move forward and progress, here in life and look back and be wondering, I wonder what would have happened if I would have started that business. I wonder what would have happened if I would have wrote that book. I wonder what would have happened if I would have gave everybody the middle finger and just got on YouTube. I wonder what would have happened if I just would have just been myself and stood in my authenticity and just constantly dust my shoulders off and held my head up high. You do not want to look back later on in life, and say, wow, I should have, I wish I would have. Ooh, I wonder if I could have. So live your life now. Life is for the living. There's no time like the present to get started and embark on those things that you are desiring. You have a fire burning inside of you, Libra. You have a fire that is burning bright, waiting to be unleashed. There's something waiting to be unleashed and developed inside of you, okay? So Spirit wants you to be the magician that you are, okay? Be the magician that you are and live your life. Make that magic happen. You don't need permission. I'm picking up on someone who wants people's input. It's okay to be inspired by people, especially inspirational Lady Noble. If you're on this channel for inspiration, it's okay to be inspired by me. Yes, we have a sense of humor on this channel. We laugh, we do poetry, we tell jokes, we do all kind of things. Sometimes we may say a little, bad language here and there, but either way, we're some of this and some of that on this channel, and be the magician that you are and jump to it. Jump, jump, jump to it. Okay. As I always say, people are popping their ish, getting to the bag and living their lives. And look how fast and swift time is moving. So that should inspire you, not scare you, not put fear in you, but that should inspire you to say, you know what? I'm going to be grateful for each and every day. And I'm going to go ahead and just live my life and be happy. I'm going to make choices that suit me. I'm not going to be concerned with everyone else is thinking. I'm not going to allow the opinions or the observations of others to stop me from living my best life. Nobody wants it more than you. Nobody wants anything that you desire, Libra, more than you, okay? So you can sit up and have all the conversations you want. You can look for approval, and guess what? You'll spin your life on a hamster wheel. You'll be turning the wheel, but you'll be going nowhere. So be mindful of self-inflicting stagnation, Libra. The next card we have here is the Hangman. You've been still long enough. You've sacrificed long enough. And it's time for you to do something different, okay? It's time for a beverage break. 1 second, collector. So either way, Spirit is saying it's time for you to get to it. The next card we have here is the Five of Cups. So this Five of Cups energy, look at that expression on her face. You do not want to have that energy in your spirit, in your aura, Libra. You want to live your best life. You want to be happy. So never mind what was done to you or where you come from. That's another thing. People hang on to where they come from. So what? You from the hood. Okay, so what? That makes you even stronger, even wiser. Okay, practice makes perfect. If you're from the hood, that means you had a lot of practice. Tap yourself on the back. Be proud of that. Who cares? Okay. You're from the hood. Ooh. Life goes on. Okay. There's some great people that come out of the hood. Okay. That's another video. I may do that. I may share that with the collective. The next card we have here is Temperance. Okay. It's all about you living your life and knowing how to balance. Oh, I'm supposed to cover up the tatas. Knowing how to balance yourself. Knowing how to keep the balance and keep the harmony in your life. Because life is not perfect for anyone, but there is a way that we can land on our feet and learn to accept the things that we cannot change. We are only in control of us, but there is a way for us to come into acceptance. I am only in control of me. There are things that are out of my control, but what I do have full, definite control of is my life. And while I'm here, you know what? I'm going to express gratitude, and I'm going to make the choices to do things that makes me happy. Okay. You do not want to be in regret, okay, with the Four of Cups. Okay, you do not need to sit around and watch everybody else live their best life, be happy, creating families, it's different. Success and happiness to people is different. If you ask 1,000 people in one room, what is success and happiness? Everyone will have 1,000 different answers, okay? And so you do not want to spend your life waiting and watching everyone else live their best life while you're sitting sad saying, oh, I wish I could have, shoulda, because you're feeling insecure or you're doing stinking thinking. You are telling yourself, because Spirit is saying it is an illusion and you know who you are. You're telling yourself that you can't do something, okay? Maybe you were brought up in a particular religion, or maybe different cultural practices or belief systems So what? That does not mean that you can't be the first out of your family or your lineage to do something different. Maybe what they were doing is not for you. Yes, I said it. Maybe what they were doing is not for you. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. It doesn't mean that it's bad. Maybe what you saw other people doing in your family is not for you. Maybe you are chosen to do something different, okay? So it's okay. Everything you want is outside of the box. That's the download I got. Everything you want is outside of the box, okay? Because the next card we have, we're closing out with Libra. It says mutual respect, love, and equality. The Two of Cups. Okay, you're even desiring a loving relationship, and maybe you have people maybe being very opinionated about who you date and how you should date and the rules of dating, and don't go on the website, and this is happening in the news, and if I was you, I wouldn't do this, and if I was you, I wouldn't do that. Look here, listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. It's your life. Okay, you don't need permission to be great. You don't need permission to be happy. You cannot expect people outside of you to want you to win more than you. Just doesn't keep the scales balanced, Libra. Later.